Very good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing very well. Thank you so much for joining us for this Welcome Back Home Thailand MICE Update webinar. My name is Nitin Sachdeva, Director for the India Representative Office for Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau. Well, today we have a packed schedule, a brilliant information source webinar today, where we are going to talk to a couple of delegates who went on our recent fam trip, which was the first one after 2 years. And we are going to have Vachirachai from Tourism Authority of Thailand to give a quick update on what's happening in on the ground in Thailand. I'll give you an update on what's the plan of the government in the future, and I will also have Mr. Manish Keswani from Thai Airways International to talk about what's happening with Thai Airways International. But before we kick off, we have a brilliant message from our director of meeting and incentive, Supanich Thiansing, who is unfortunately not able to join us live on the webinar. But I have a quick message that I want to play that she has sent us for the Indian MICE community. Here's the message.
Namaste, Swadika, and a very good afternoon from Bangkok to my lovely Indian MICE community. If you haven't met before, my name is Supanich Thiansing, or you can call me K, my short name. I am the Director of Meetings and Incentive Department at Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, or TCEB. So thank you very much for making time to reconnect with us. This virtual gathering is most assuring and gives us a confidence in our MICE industry resilience after such a long and trying period of time. Even though we cannot meet in person just yet, but I am confident that Thailand is ready to welcome your return. Thailand developed a unified approach to do the best for the MICE and travel industry, while nations around the world were attempting to control the pandemic, and after achieving a satisfactory rate of local vaccination. The works have produced a number of achievements. Currently, Thailand has a whole range of programs and certifications to ease international arrival with meet Thai government's health requirements. So for fully vaccinated travelers can enter Thailand through a touch and go or sandbox entry scheme. We neither has a lengthy quarantine as delegates are free to move around in a matter of hours. At the beginning of the 1st of May, Thailand will also remove the RT-PCR testing requirement for international arrival, which means the fully vaccinated delegates will be allowed to enter Thailand without providing proof of a pre-arrival negative RT-PCR test nor undergo an arrival test. We are now on the road to the endemic and gathering easing restrictions in an attempt to revive the tourism sectors and move towards full economic recovery. TCEP, as a National Convention Bureau, has always been determined to make Thailand a preferred MICE destination. This translates into plans and actions involving marketing, industry development, and standardization. Undoubtedly, India has always been one of Thailand's key source markets for MICE, and today's webinar is specially organized and designed to stay in touch with all of you and also to share some updates about Thailand from the delegate who recently visited Thailand firsthand. I truly believe that the conversation and sharing during this webinar will bring us promising opportunities and new business in the world together. Before I hand over the screen back to Nitin, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for your continued support for Thailand, especially during the past 2 years. And I know that we will see one another again very soon. Thank you and ขอบคุณค่ะ
So that was our director from Meeting and Incentive Department of Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, Kun Supanich Thiansing. She mentioned it right. I think we are going in the right direction as Thailand has opened up, and we are looking forward to see you very, very soon. And I guess we have already seen a lot of people traveling to Thailand. Thank you so much for your support once again for the last couple of years, where we have continued to engage in terms of new product, new information, and try to give you whatever is the best source of information from Thailand. Well, next up, we have some delegates who actually had joined, the fam trip that we had done in the last month, and we have four delegates from that fam trip who are going to be on stage with me, and they're just about to join. But before I kickstart with them, I would want to quickly play a short video on the readiness of Thailand. So enjoy the video, and we'll see you on the other side of the video. So as you can see from the video, Thailand is lively, full of options, full of variety in terms of food, hotels, venues, attractions, activities, nightlife. I mean, you call it and we have it. So Thailand is ready. Are you ready or not? Well, as I mentioned to you, the first segment of our webinar is about getting feedback from your community. When I say your community, people from your community, which are from travel agencies and MICE department. So we had four lovely delegates who traveled with us last month on a fam trip to Bangkok and to Phuket. So we wanted to expand a little bit more on how what was their feeling and how we did the fam trip when actually the regulation which was there on test and go, where we had to have an RT-PCR test from India, we had to do an RT-PCR test in Thailand, and then we had to be in the room for a couple of hours before we get the test results, and then we were a free bird. So I want to actually have feedbacks from these four delegates on what they thought, because they work on the my segment. I'm going to quickly introduce them to you, but before that I want to tell you that now things are very different. So when you hear about this feedback, the next update is going to be very beautiful for you. So I want to quickly invite Mr. Vinay Agarwal, who is from Victoria Travels in Kolkata. Hi Vinay, welcome to the webinar.
Hi Nitin, how are you? Hi everyone.
Next up, we have Miss Hasneet Bhatia, who is from FCM. She's a general manager in the FCM MICE team. Hasneet, if you could, welcome Hasneet.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Next up, we have Mr. Nitin Dubey, who is from Seven Wonders Holidays, and he's from Jaipur, and he was part of our fam trip as well. Nitin, welcome to the webinar. If you could get on your camera and on your mic. Awesome.
Hi everyone. Hi Nitin.
And last up, we have Mr. Nihalludin he's a senior vice president from Trailblazer India Tours and one of the key, MICE players in India. Welcome, Nihal sir. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Good, thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and not only on the webinar but also on the fam trip. You are the first guys who joined the fam trip after 2.5 years, and I guess you had a great time, and I mean we all had a great time, and it was pretty smooth. But I would like to hear from you, from your different perspective of your markets. So I would want to kick off with Hasneet, ladies first. Wherein I would definitely, take the feedback of men, because people consider Thailand as a destination where men really have a great time. But from your perspective, you were the only lady on the trip and from India, and I want you to give a feedback from your eyes on what do you think, can help us increase the delegation of women from India on the MICE groups. Like, for example, when we do, MICE groups for employees, how can companies include their spouses or, their families also? Because I think it's been a tough time in the pandemic, and I guess the families have lived together on the work front as well. So how can we also incentivize them? Because it's an emotional connect. And I believe that this could actually increase the number of people going to Thailand through the corporate incentive movement, right? So, Hasneet, I'd like to hear your feedback on this.
Thank you, Nitin.
Yes,
Thank
Hasneet.
you so much. Hi, everyone. To answer what Nitin just asked me, I think actually, Nitin, I can totally relate to your question. Why? Because even when there was a time when we used to go to the corporates and when we talk about Thailand as a destination, the first thing they used to say, no, no, it's a family group. We don't want to consider Thailand as a destination because Thailand is, for it is wrongly, the perception of people is that Thailand has only nightlife to offer, which is very, very wrong. I think Thailand as a country is, is very diversified. It has a lot more to offer than just the nightlife, and but over the time, I should say that we being the travel partners and the kind of exposures that we've got over the period of time, with, while traveling, while having support from partners like you, we've been able to educate the client in a way that Thailand has much more to offer just than just the nightlife. So if we talk about the things that people should consider while traveling to Thailand, apart from the nightlife, I would start with is the places Thailand, apart from the usuals that we used to do, whether it's Phuket, Pattaya, Bangkok. Thailand has many more beautiful destinations to offer. There are honeymooners who love to go to places. There are beautiful beaches. There are explorers who want to explore offbeat destinations like Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai. So there are, as a destination, Thailand has much more to offer in terms of the cities. Then next thing I would come to is food. People who have great palate, they love Thai food. So food is another one factor which I feel shapes people's mindset. And I think apart from that, right, if I talk about the most important thing I feel for a woman while planning Thailand as a destination is the shopping. It's a paradise for shopping, Thailand as a destination.
Right.
And then another thing which is very, very important that comes to my mind is the safety. You know,
Mm.
over the period of time, I've seen that a lot of girls, they plan their trips to Thailand, and I'm talking about only girls group. They
Right.
travel, they go, they party, and they only do it because they feel the country is safe,
Mm.
and you can travel alone. I'm in a group of girls also to Thailand. So I
Right.
think it's no more a men's destination now, and gradually people's mindset is getting changed.
Correct. Well, Hasneet, thanks a lot for that feedback. What is your feedback on the trip that we did recently, and how did you feel? Like, is Thailand ready? What's happening on the other side? Can you hear me?
Sorry.
Can you just talk about the experience that you had on the fan trip? When you arrived at the airport, you were received.
Okay,
I mean,
so
can you talk
if I
about
talk
that?
about, so
Yes, sir.
even if if we talk about my experience in the factory, it was great. I think the locations, the service that was being given, for the delegates was extremely nice. Were very offbeat, very new since we landed. So it really helped us working out and passing on better information to our clients. Rather, we were doing a group and we kind of inbuilt one of the activities that we did on FAM in that group, and client was really happy about it.
Hmm. Perfect. Thank you so
So
much,
yes,
Hasneet,
we
for your.
got to know a lot of
Perfect.
new
Well, thank you so much, Hasneet, for that feedback. I would want to bring in
activities as well.
Vinay. Vinay, I would want to bring Vinay onto the stage where I would want to ask him about his feedback on the trip and how it can talking from the Kolkata market, how we can do more. And there are a lot of people on the webinar today from Kolkata as well. So your word of advice for them and your feedback on the trip, Vinay.
Yeah, but thanks so much, Nitin, for getting me here and for the trip as well, because it was honestly a fantastic experience. We've from Calcutta, Thailand is considered to be like a bread and butter market. I mean, pre-COVID, I mean, there were a lot of times that we've gone there with groups, etc. But I would say that this fan trip was very well organized because it opened us up to a lot more experiences that Thailand has to offer, and small experiences which add on to the overall feel of the place. And like Hasneet said, that Thailand has so much more to offer than nightlife. We all know that, but this time I think we got a chance to experience it firsthand. So be it doing a street food tour on the tuk tuk, which was a fantastic thing, and which is something that we are now really recommending a lot to our clients to add on, and it's a beautiful experience that you get, that you're moving around in a group of 20, 30 tuk-tuks and trying out the lovely Thai food, which also has some Michelin star hawker stalls, in fact. So that was a wonderful experience. The entire hospitality and the warmth of the Thai people is always great. And after 2 years, it was great to be back in that environment with people. We're talking about Phuket as well. So Phuket, in fact, what I felt really was that it didn't seem that Phuket was ever closed, because they have been open under the Sandbox program for over a year. So I think Phuket was almost equivalent to what it used to be in a pre-pandemic level. Bangla Road was open late night. All the restaurants were running. So Phuket, I think, was as good as pre-pandemic level. So that was lovely. The entire process also, I believe, while when we went, we had the RT-PCR and test and go and everything. But that at that time itself was fairly smooth. So I went into the airport, checked into the hotel, did the RT-PCR, slept for 6 hours because I had taken the nighttime flight. By the time I woke up, I had the test ready and we could move out. Right. So it was fairly simple from that perspective, the protocols. And now, though everything's easing out, we now have news that probably Thai pass also may not be there. So, from that perspective, I think Thailand, when we went, was already prepared. Now it will be much, much better.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vinay, for that feedback. I would want to bring in Nitin Dubey from Seven Wonder Holidays and his feedback for the market in Jaipur, tier 2 market, but again, a lot of potential. Nitin, all yours, if you could give us
Hi,
a
hi
feedback.
everyone. Thank you, T-Sab, to bring me this fam trip, and that experience was amazing. Start from the airport, that was everything is smooth. The as usual, your visa procedure, your checkout procedure, the baggage, the checkout procedure. That was all was very smooth, and yes, that experience was the just that Vinay said. The local food was experience is very good at the fan trip, and that well organized, and everything it is open. Now we are talking about for the mice, it's nightlife. Nightlife is fully opened in the Thailand, and now Thailand is become us very simple as you before was happened at the this COVID time. So the nowadays it is fully opened, and we can proceed with the any group, any FITs, any families together to the Thailand.
Well, thank you so much, Nitin, for that feedback. I would want to bring in Mr. Nihal from Trailblazer Tours. Mr. Nihal, are you there? All right.
Hi, Nitin. How are you? So it is nice to see and meeting again after the fam trip. Like rightly going directly to the feedback on the fam trip. I'd been to Thailand and I'd been doing groups from 1,000 people, 20 people, family groups and everything. For me, it was an amazing experience because we went on 24th of March, 25th of March night actually, and it was before the skies were open. And the moment we entered in the flight was absolutely sold out. So what is going to happen when the skies is going to open from India? So when we landed, there were at least 4 or 5 groups, mice groups, which were there inside the flight itself. And when we landed, I thought it will be taking time because we were taking a visa on arrival. But protocols and the Thailand hospitality, which was very much ready. You have first stage, you have second stage, and it was like smooth. I told you earlier also that it took us 40 to 45 minutes to come out till the baggage were still, and we were supposed to fill the form also. Two, three, the participants were also filling the form. That was the only thing, and the flights were coming back to back over there. So we have seen that. And again, if you ask me whether Thailand is ready, I have seen a absolutely different Thailand. I have seen the luxury part of Thailand where people, I think they were not aware of having a cruise with the Banyan catering, with the Four Seasons and those kind of hotels coming in at the bank of the river into a riverside. Then a couple of groups, the family groups I have done in Hawaii also just now after we came back. But believe me, Nitin, everybody extended their stay. And it was the time when you have to do the two tests, fifth or the sixth day antigen test and arrival, departure, everything you have to do at that particular time. So it was really fantastic experience. specifically what all you do in the adding up. Like we did a temple trip, we did a palace visiting going. So you have a very luxurious itinerary also to plan. And let me tell you put this thing way in this way that we had challenges in terms of the service issues. Although we were going through many formalities during our family, but it was all on the autopilot. When I say autopilot, I was experiencing. We have been to other parts of the world when the things were open. To clear a table, to ask for a knife or something like that. At the breakfast area, you have to wait, whether it is India, whether it is somewhere else. But in Thailand, I have realized one thing: the people were too hospitable. They were before we could say anything, it is there on your table. Everything is protocols, everything service-wise, autopilot kind of a thing. So for me, Thailand is very much ready, and I think I never knew. I think we just have to wear a mask. That was the only difference between the pre-pandemic and the post-pandemic level, and everything was full. So it is very great experience. I have never had that kind of experience in my life. Right from I took a flight from here and coming back again. So it is amazing, and everything, all the service levels, because for that, and Thailand is actually famous for all luxurious segment, all like Hasneet said in the starting that I am also not a night person, or I am also not about shopping, family trips. Who are in Pattaya, Bangkok, you people will see and they will be shocked. Well, now when they visit Pattaya also,
Yeah.
and it has come up really very good. And whatever the logistics are, I think that is the one Thailand, and then full stop. It should be the thing. So that way it
Perfect.
is good. And daily I am getting at least 2 updates on Thailand, all positive updates. These many flights are coming, that many flights are coming. I mean, Chiang Mai, now you will see what is coming in the bucket, basically, what is there. So everything is full stop. Thailand and then full stop, whether it is MICE, whether it is a destination, whether it is anything. So I'm really very much thrilled after coming back from the feedback. And wherever I go, I don't miss the word that you should go to Thailand once now again, and you should go and stay at the riverside. That is experience for me, basically. Whether it is a rooftop we are having a cocktail, whether it is a cruise dinner we are having, and it is absolutely different. I have done many a times, but the thing was the feedback and everything. The hospitality was amazing all over, right from the guide, right from the airport, everything. So I'm really thrilled with the feedback. Thanks so much. That's
Well,
all I
thank
have
you
to
so
say.
much for that lovely feedback, and I agree with all of you guys that the trip was amazing, and more importantly, I think people have realized that this is one life. We need to travel, and a lot of people want to travel from the corporate side. We see a huge demand for Thailand, and thank you so much for to all of you actually to putting Thailand back on the track. So with this, I want to thank our delegates from the fam trip for a quick feedback, and the next segment, I would want to bring in Kun Vachirachai from Tourism Authority of Thailand, on the stage so that he can give an update from from Tourism Authority of Thailand. Just give me 1 second. I'll just quickly get him on the stage, and yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
Right.
Kun Vachirachai, good morning. Thank
Good
you so
morning.
much for joining this webinar organized by Thailand Convention, of course, in partnership with Tourism Authority of Thailand. Thank you so much for joining in, and I want to give you the stage so that you can give a quick update to the audience, where we have corporates, where we have meeting and incentive planners, and agencies who also plan leisure and family trips as well.
Right. Okay. So namaste and swadee krap to everyone joining the webinars today. And first of all, I have to extend my thank you and appreciation to the TCEP team for this opportunity to inviting me to share and update everyone about Thailand's opening up. Okay. As everyone knows, okay, so we have been gradually relaxing entering Thailand, but this coming 1st of May will be one of the great step on the milestone. So, on 1st of May, if you have heard, there will be no quarantine. So going to Thailand will be much easier, okay, for fully vaccinated as well as who are unvaccinated. I just give you a brief information. Okay. For further information, you could go to the website, which I will share with you to the chat box very soon. Okay. So fully vaccinated, no more RT-PCR tests, no more quarantines, no more test and go from the 1st of May. Okay. What you need, okay, is still have to apply to the Thailand Pass, upload your vaccine certificate, and still have to buy an insurance, okay, coverage value of 10,000 US dollars, okay. For non-vaccinated, if you want to go to Thailand without any quarantines, you have to do RT-PCR test 72 hours before arrive in Thailand. Upload that on Thailand Pass with your insurance, same amount of value of 10,000 US dollar as well. Okay, so that will what will be happen. So once you arrive in Thailand with all, then free bird. Okay, as Nitin have says. Okay, however, for those unvaccinated or partially vaccinated but have not yet be able to get RT-PCR test within their country before travel to Thailand. This group of people still need to go for 5-day quarantine. But I think in India, if you are not yet vaccinated or partially vaccinated, which I think is really less on that, so that still can easily get access for RT-PCR test. So that is very easy. Okay, I just share with you here. Okay, for further information I would share. Okay, I just share with you. You could go to the Thailand Pass website. Okay, just to update everyone, if you go to Thailand Pass website now, the official website, which I just give the link, that have already been updated. Okay, on the way up to apply of going to Thailand. Okay, it will be much easier. I just have a meeting. Okay, with our CEO, the TAT governors. He have a meeting with all the Thai private sectors. Okay, from our side, okay, we are preparing to welcome back all international tourists, including of course the Indians. The Thai side, okay, our colleague, travel and tourism hotels, DMCs in Thailand are really looking forward to welcome everyone back to the countries. Last but not least, okay, for this year's TAT, we are launching Visit Thailand year 2022 with our campaigns, which is amazing new chapters. So we are presenting the new perspective of Thailand, okay, to our friends. When you come to Thailand, you will, feel comfort, as you have been visited before, but there will be more variety of things to be seen. Okay, this would be, in same line with TCEP as well, with the campaign of Thailand Redefine Your Business. So it will be, a good, same old comfort level that we always give the Thai hospitality, but there will be additional things to service and amazing you as well. So thank you very much. Last but not least, I will also share the link of the tatnews.org. That is another website will give an up-to-date information about procedure of going to Thailand as well. So thank you very much. I just give a short information here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kun Vachirachai. Thank you so much. A quick, there are a lot of questions around, so I would request if you could stay back, and we will take the questions at the last segment. Thank you so much once again, and I will get you back on the stage when we have the Q&A. Thank you so much, sir, for that quick update. It's lovely. Well, now for the next segment, we would want to get Mr. Manish Keswani, who is representing Thai Airways International. I would want to have him on the stage and have a quick update from Manish on what's happening with Thai Airways International. Manish, if you could quickly address the audience. We have over 200 people in the room, which is amazing to see on a webinar, which is quite unusual in these days because, people have had so many webinars. So I would say all yours, Manish. I'm on off the stage and let me know when you're done, right?
Good morning, everyone. Namaste. Sawasdee krap. Thanks, Nitin, TCEP, and Kun Vachirachai from TAT for giving us this opportunity to be online with you. With regards to Thai Airways International, we started with the repatriation flights to start with, and now since opening up of the borders by the Indian government, effective from 27th of March. We have increased the flight capacity from India, and the news is that we are operating double daily flights from Delhi, daily departure from Mumbai, daily departure from Bangalore, and daily departure from Chennai. And all the flights have night departures from India and early morning arrivals into Bangkok, and on vice versa from Thailand into India from Bangkok. We are having evening departures, so it gives you a good opportunity in terms of MICE movement and leisure movement that you arrive into Thailand in the early hours of the morning, whereby you don't lose a day, and similarly on the way back, you are able to return in the evening departures to India. So that is the latest update from our end. All the fares and with regards to FIT are uploaded in respective GDS for your convenience. And with regards to MICE movement, our team is there in all the stations where from we are working online. From Delhi, you can contact me. From Bombay, we have Manali. From Chennai, we have got Kaleem. And from Bangalore, we have got Rajiv and Shobha. So that is the update from my end. Thank you very much, Nitin, again, for giving us this opportunity to share the details.
Thank you so much, Manish. We have a lot of questions for Thai Airways International on the Q&A. You can see that too, and prepare your answers. But I'll quickly go back and give a quick update to the market in continuation to what Vachirachai just mentioned on what's going to happen. So I'm just going to give a quick update and get you back on stage. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Manish. I think the audience is very elated to hear from all the stakeholders in Thailand, and I'm going to share a quick update on what's happening in Thailand, what are we promoting as TSEB, and you will be able to see lovely Thailand and how we are prepared and how things are going to go. So I'm going to share a quick presentation here, which will give you an immediate information on what is going to happen. And if you can see my presentation slides, just give me a yes in the chat box. If not, then I will wait for you. So, okay, you can just give a thumbs up. You have that. All right, cool. I get some yeses. So basically, I want to tell you from the perspective of MICE, Thailand is a preferred MICE destination. And if you agree, give me a heart on the emoji. Give a heart to Thailand. If you agree that Thailand is one of the preferred MICE destinations. Thank you so much for that love. Talking about Thailand, we have been promoting 5 MICE cities, but now we have 10 MICE cities for you to actually promote. Where we have Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Surat Thani, Songla, Kon Kaen, Udon Thani, Nakhon Ratchasima. I mean, you have a variety of destinations, as I mentioned, and you can really design your product to give a localized feel to the destination as well. And of course, you will have no I would say how do you say that, you will have a lot of options when you prepare your itineraries. And all these 10 MICE cities are well equipped with convention centers, with variety of hotels, with variety of cuisine, shopping, local experiences. I think you have a lot of choice when you choose Thailand as a destination, and that's what makes it the preferred MICE destination. All right, talking about what's the plan for the government. All right, as Kun Vachirachai mentioned, that from 1st of May we will have no RT-PCR test. We will now have no on arrival, and we are going to have no more quarantine. All you need to do is be vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and have insurance which is worth 10,000 US dollars of coverage, and you should have a return confirmed ticket, and of course the hotel confirmation voucher. This is a 4-month COVID transition plan from the government of Thailand. We are in the last phase, which is May end to actually we are in the second phase where we are going to remove the RT-PCR test. But as we are in the declining phase from May to June, the government of Thailand has planned to declare, Ministry of Health has wanting to declare the COVID endemic by 1st of July, so that it becomes super easy. And it's already become super easy now to fly to Thailand, which so many flights coming in. All the most of the hotels open up. I would say 80%, 90% of all the attractions are open up. So please continue to plan your trips, and we will be happy to assist you if in case you need any assistance. All right. The next one is I want to talk about new products and services, which is we are going to focus on these 7 magnificent themes, which would be history, culture, adventure, which Indians love. They love team building as well because it's important now when people are working from home. When you get them on an incentive trip, they would have to do a team building so that they can be cohesive, they can work very well, even if they are not working together on a office. So I think team building would be a very important factor. We're going to push CSR activities and green meetings because I think sustainability is one of the key aspects that everybody has realized in the pandemic, that this is the most important thing to do to save Mother Earth. Of course, Thailand is known for the beach, and we are going to give you some beach bliss. Uh, and I can tell you, you can have lavish luxury in Thailand. There's no doubt about it because, as I told you, we have all variety of options from the bottom to the top. And then, of course, we are going to talk about culinary journeys, which talks about food. When I remember food from Thailand, there's water in my mouth already, and I just want to go back and have that pad Thai again once again. So, if you love Thai food, give me a thumbs up from the emoji. If you like Thai food, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. All right. So, the other theme that we want to promote is to go local. We want to talk about news stories because that's so much from the last 2 years that has developed in Thailand. And I always tell Thailand is one destination that actually reinvents itself, redefines itself every 3 months with a new experience. And the last 2 years, all the private sector and the government of Thailand were working together to actually develop a lot of local experiences, with new stories, authentic experiences, which people love, because ultimately what they want to do is just they don't want to travel, they want to live there, they want to be experiencing as a local what's happening. We want to talk about Go Green. We want to help communities to improve their environment because I think it's the most important thing, as I mentioned, sustainability. And we want to see, how we can join hands with them and make a difference and leave a legacy from your group, from your corporate customer, from the delegate, and how can we be responsible travelers after what we have seen in the last 2 years with the disease. So this is the theme that we have. I would say, it's time to shine, and ask some questions because Thailand is ready. And if you're ready, I'm going to get Vachirachai and Manish on the stage right now so that you can ask questions to me, to Vachirachai. I see a lot of questions in the chat box, which we would definitely want to take, and I will take them one by one. And if in case you have any questions that you want to ask, just let me get Vachirachai on stage. Just give me 1 second. Yes, perfect. So, you have questions. Please ask them. I'll go to the Q&A box now and see what are the questions that we have. And okay, Elora, I want to show it on stage. Elora asks, what are the sightseeing attractions that are open in Bangkok and Pattaya now? Vachirachai, do you want to take this, or do you want me to just quickly respond to her?
Okay. You can hear me, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, right. Okay. Yes. Most of the attraction, I think I just use the easy word. It's back to normal. 97%, I would say. Okay. Attraction, shopping center, restaurant is open as usual. Okay. However, I have to admit that some of the 100% international tourist spot, okay, is gradually open up. Some of entertainment, in some of the area, which is still under some measure. Okay, so that there's still some measure in some area. Okay, I using the example like in Phuket, Patong, Bangla Road. On the main road, it's back to normal already. I went there like 2 months ago. This is 2 months back to normal. However, if you went beyond Bangla Road, that will be a little bit 50% still quiet. So this is the fact which happened 2 months ago. So I think it's gradually getting better. For some entertainment in some of the area is still, it's not, some listing in terms of time opening that can open until 11 p.m. Okay, this is will be in, the government is also monitor and hear the voice of the entertainment owner. but it will have to monitor a little bit. But there will be some developments coming up very soon as well. So this is I could saying. One last thing, just to thank you some of the team with I think I saw our team from TT, and also I think Manish also helping answer some of the questions already on
Perfect.
the
Thank you so
platform.
much
So
for
I
that.
saw that. Thank you.
Well, to add on to Kun Vachirachai's comment on Phuket, he was mentioning about 2 months. I can talk about 1 month because I just came
Okay.
back, right? So I would say the update is, Bangla Road is fully open and you can go and party out there. And the second thing is, when he mentioned when you go outside Bangla Road, it's 50% open. I would say it's 30% less open now. So I think there's an improvement of 20%. And as we go more and more, as the government declares it that as an endemic by the end of July or probably starting of July, I think Thailand will be fully open, and then you can, without a doubt, sell everything. But right now, if you need any information, please reach out to the TAD office or the TSIB office. We'll be happy to assist you and find you the right information.
Yeah.
Getting on to the next question, Mr. Nagaraju Devara asked, what are the mandatory things to visit Thailand? That's what I'm anticipating. So, Mr. Nagaraju, I think we had mentioned that in the chat. I think our colleague Asu also mentioned that we need to have insurance for $10,000. We need to have a confirmed ticket. We need to have a confirmed hotel voucher, and of course, we need to have the return ticket. I think if you have all of this stuff, and of course, the visa. Not to forget, Thai pass still remains, and you need to apply at least 7 working days before departure because it sometimes takes between 3 to 4 working days. But our advice would be, as per the embassy as well, this is 7 working days. So please plan. It is super easy, and from today there'll be a new form where you will be able to upload the new requirements that are required for the first after the 1st of May. So I think it's super simple. If you plan well, you have to have 4 documents. You upload that, you will get your Thai pass. In some cases, we have seen it in coming in 24 hours. But don't take that chance because there's a lot of rush and there are a lot of applications that are coming in. So I
Okay.
would say, and also I want to add on, Kun Vachirachai, you can go first.
Okay, sorry. I just want to update you because I just have the meeting with the headquarters
Awesome.
regarding about the applied of the Thailand part. There will be a lot of improvements. Okay, the time of the applications. Okay, will be less. Maybe it will take about 42 hours. Okay, so this is something that will have, but you need to have all clear and correct info, document and informations. Okay, you can apply Thailand Pass 60 days before you traveling, so it getting much more easier. But just to add on, just for my personal experience, maybe on the 1 or 2 days, I think, but the system have been improved very much now. They're using more of AI systems to come in. So it would be more faster and more sufficient. So this is some update I would like just to add from Nitin's.
Just to add on to what you just mentioned,
Okay.
I think Thai pass would be gradually, I would say exempted in the coming months as we see, if the cases in Thailand, if they are controlled, the government will take a decision to actually get it off. So it'll become easier and easier. But till the time the Thai pass is there, I would recommend, as Kun Chai said that it's going to be 48 hours. I would still say don't tell the client it's 48 hours. Just tell the client that you need the documents in advance so that you are at ease and you can service the customer at ease. Because at the last moment, if you get stuck, the customer has a bad experience, you have a bad experience, and we don't want to have that. So we always advise plan in advance. And it's 7 days in advance is good period, to get all the documentation issued, which is be good for you, for your business, and you'll be organized as well.
Right,
So
definitely. Yeah, agree. Definitely, very agree with that. Especially the my group meetings, you have to handle, a large group. It's not individual, but again, as just to add again, as Nitin said, currently Thailand Pass you have still have to apply individually one by
correct,
one. So
correct,
so
correct.
so I mean, if the company have to facilitate, yes, I think what Nitin say is something you should follow. Is our recommendation. Yep.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for that. The next question is from Rajesh from Ambuja Cement, who says, "What are the restriction protocol to travel to Thailand now?" Rajesh, thank you so much for that question. As mentioned by Kunvachirachai in his talk and by myself, now from 1st of May, you don't require any RT-PCR test from India when you go there. You don't have to take an RT-PCR test at the destination, which is Thailand. All you need to do is, I think we have to take an ATK test, Kunvachirachai.
Sorry.
Do we have to take an ATK test when we arrive?
Yes. I mean, once within day one or day fifth, you have to take ATK test.
Yeah, so that's the self test, and the
Yeah,
result comes
self
in
test.
5 minutes.
Just upload. Yeah.
So that's pretty easy. You don't have to quarantine in your room anymore. All you need is insurance for $10,000 to cover your COVID thing, and of course you need to have your return ticket and your hotel voucher. So I think it's pretty simple, and I hope Rajesh that answers your question. Moving on to the next one. Oh, we have a question for Thai Airways. Uh, Manish, Mr. Nagaraju wants to ask why Thai Air is not starting flights from Hyderabad. Any comment on that?
Uh, See, after the pandemic, we were almost shut for almost 2 years. So it's not that we are averse to starting flights out of Hyderabad or Calcutta, because I see a lot of questions coming in from Calcutta market also. These are the two strong markets for us, but we are in going in with slow progression to start off, and we are seeing a good response from Pan India right now. Things are looking good, even though the cabin factor has become quite healthy now. So slowly, we would definitely increase onto the flights from other stations as well, and it will reach to pre-pandemic levels not later than, I would say, October, because it will take time since we have reduced aircraft availability at this point of time. So as and when we have more aircrafts available in our network, definitely India is the most important market for the head office. That is the reason we have gone double daily from Delhi, and we are right now operating 35 flights a week with all wide-bodied aircrafts.
That's great. I think Nagaraju, I would want to say there'll be definitely pressure on Thai Airways to bring more aircrafts. I can tell you, promise you that, because I think TAT, TSEP, we are working very hard, and of course Thai Airways themselves are working very hard to get the traffic going in, and there will be a lot of traffic. We already see a lot of demand, so I'm sure the flights are going to be back, and Hyderabad is a very important station for Thai Airways. I've seen in the past, and we have got so many lovely passenger movements from Hyderabad. So definitely coming to Hyderabad, sir. Moving on to the next one, I think this is pretty much to Vachirachai. What about children about who are not vaccinated? What is the procedure for that, Vachirachai?
Okay. It will be much easier. Just wait. Now, for those under 18 now, okay. Now, it's only for those under 18. Before, right? They have 15, 17, and
Right.
now everything's below 18.
All
Okay.
right.
I try to remember this. Okay. For those under 18, okay, and traveling with fully vaccinated parents, then no test at all, or only ATK, okay, and they can apply with their parents, okay. For those children who traveling with by themselves and unvaccinated, okay, I think that we will need to have some proof, kind of like antigen test with once arriving, okay.
Mhm.
The second one's apologize, I'm not quite sure, but I think the information will be coming out very soon. Okay,
Sure.
I just saw it in Thai. Okay,
Sure.
uh, can I just add another ones? I just saw
Yeah.
Miss Pinky Christian Shadini. I'm not sure. Okay, she asking regarding about the Thailand pass, whether there will can be applied as a group. Okay.
Yeah. Thailand Pass at this point of time
Okay.
is not available as a group, to be
That's
honest.
correct. That's
And,
correct.
and
Okay.
we have been, in fact, we have been writing to for this, and in fact, we had a
Hmm.
focus group meeting in
Okay.
Thailand as well, where we had raised this point. But I guess it's a matter of a month, my friend. Hopefully,
Hmm.
we should not have the Thai pass in existence.
Okay.
So if that happens, then we have no trouble. But yes, for sure, right now it's about being planning in advance and getting things in order, because I believe MICE movement in
Hmm.
itself is a testimony of actually planning in advance. If you plan in advance, you are much more in
Hmm.
peace with the thing. And if you can just send out this information to the customers, yesterday only I sent out a notification that please comply to the 7 working day rule for the Thai pass, because there can be no intervention in fast tracking that from India, because it comes directly from the ministry. So please adhere to the communication that we are giving to you, because it's only for your benefit to make sure that you have a great customer experience and you don't fall into any situation where you are actually not able to answer any question from the client. So that would be my
Right. Okay.
suggestion on the
That's
groups.
true. Just to add in on that, what Nitin have says, and also sent to T7, T7 have sent to the government as well as TATs. Just to inform, the matter have been heard, and it have been in this discussion as well. But that there would be some process in terms of developments on this. So what I would like to say, we are not ignoring what you have raised the question. It is already on the table and being
Or
discussed on that as well.
no, absolutely. I think these were teething issues that were coming on the operational front. So we did not see this coming earlier. So I think point is, uh, whatever the situation is, we need to operate, right? And there is always a solution. So the solution to everything right now is advanced planning. So if you prepare in advance, and if the customer is also giving things in advance, which they should give, because ultimately they love the destination. That's why they have the lead. So I think we'll be happy to assist you if you want us to speak to the customer, talk them about what the situation is, and if you have individual sales calls, we'll be happy to do that for you. Getting on to the next question, this is from Pavandeep Kaur from OTT Travel. RT-PCR before 72 hours required for vaccination packs. Also, we don't require any RT-PCR from India anymore. And from 1st of May, there is going to be no RT-PCR test in Thailand as well. Next question is from Arvind Pandey, who's the sales head for the solution makers. Any plan for restarting flight from Lucknow? Manish, I mean, you can take this from Thai Smile.
Uh, See, as I mentioned earlier, also right now the strategy from head office, due to a lack of availability of the aircrafts, we have started the flights from the four major metros, including Delhi, which is going as on now double daily flight, and Lucknow tier 2, tier 3 cities. They have a requirement with the smaller aircraft, as the airports cannot handle wide-bodied aircrafts. So it is a matter of time. We might operate with the flights with our sister concern Thai Smile, but I think the way we are getting response and the way T7 TAT are making efforts to push Thailand, the day is not far, then we go back to all the cities where we were operating from, and it will happen soon.
Absolutely, Manish. It will definitely happen soon for sure, 100%. The next question is from Raj Nimbalkar. It's please advise ATK test will happen where? At the airport or at the hotel in Vachirachai?
By yourself. At normally, I think it will be at the hotels, and then you upload.
All right. So basically, people will arrive at the airport. They won't do the ATK at the airport. They will have to go to the hotel and do the ATK.
Yes.
All right.
That
Perfect.
that is procedures which I have received. So okay, the procedures which I just got information. Okay, which is still in Thai. So once you arrive, landed, you walk out. Okay, you have to pass like the small counter checking your Thailand pass. Okay,
Yes.
and then they just scans, and then you just go to immigration. Either if you have visa, you just go to immigration. If not yet, apply to the visa on arrival.
Mhm.
Then get your luggage. Okay, once you out to on the arrival hall, right? There are no more hotel lists because
Mhm.
you don't have to do any test and go now.
Right.
It's back
Right.
to normal. So you just contact your DMCs or your hotel to pick you up to the hotel. That
Perfect.
will be how it works. Okay, but at the moment they're still working on what you call the operating part, in details. But
Mhm.
this is in general what you will be experienced when you're traveling to Thailand, starting from 1st of May.
Perfect. So I just want to add on, we have been talking about the documentation that is required. Please make sure that you have your vaccination certificate with you when we do that. When there is a test of your iPass, they will see your vaccination certificate as well. So please make sure that you have it in a digital or printed format, right? So next one is from Anoop Nair from Tourism Reps. And let's see what his question is. Hi, for the MICE group movement, do we have any options where we can apply Thai pass in bulk? We just spoke about this, Anoop. I think this request is under process, and once we have information, we'll let you know. See, Mr. Sanjeev Podar says, is Siam Nirmit started yet? Sir, unfortunate news is that Siam Nirmit in Bangkok has shut down, but they will be in Phuket, and they will
That's
kickstart
great.
very soon. So that's the update from Siam Nirmit. Arvind, we have already answered your question. Ritu Parnadhar Nath is asking, hi, any shows open in Pattaya like Alcazar, Khan, etc.? Well, I think Ritu, they're still yet to be opened. They are in the on the verge of opening because these are large venues and they depend a lot on large mice groups. So now, since we will have a lot of large mice movements coming up after the RT-PCR test has gone, because that was the demand from a lot of corporates. When we remove the test, remove quarantine, we will definitely go. And we see a lot of requests now. So hopefully, they will be opened up quickly, and we'll let you know on that as they do. Manveer Ahuja says, has Pattaya fully opened or to what stage vis-a-vis pre-COVID level? I think Manveer, he's from Pioneer, very good client of ours. Manveer, I would say it's opening up. When we were there in Thailand, it was half open, half closed. But I think in the next month or so, I think we should have a pickup from Pattaya as well, because again, it's about getting the required number of people, because Pattaya is a destination for larger groups. Of course, there are family movements that are happening, FITs are going, people are having a great time, and you will see a new Pattaya when you be there, right? So we will keep you posted when we have more information about that. All right. So the next one is from Rajesh Rana from Travcom India. He says, can Pakistan national flying from India get visa on arrival? If yes, what will be the fee and documentation required? I think, Rajneesh, you need to go to the website for Thai embassy and see if Pakistan is allowed to get visa on arrival. If they are, then it's a different story. But we don't know about if they can get a visa on arrival from India. Uh, Okay, Manish, we have a question from Arnav from Lufthansa City Center. He says, is there any chance to start TG from CCU from Kolkata?
Uh, I'm sorry to say, not in the near future. I'm being very honest about it. But yes, definitely it is part of the plan. Currently, I think we are operating with Thai Smile, so you can support us with Thai Smile over there. As of now, the flight loads are not looking great. So if that happens and we have increased demand from Calcutta, definitely we will put wide-bodied aircrafts which are being operated by us. So support us more so that we can operate with Thai. That's what I can say.
Awesome. So we have the next
Then I
question
would
from.
like to seek one more clarification, since all the questions are coming up here. I
Yeah, yeah.
thought maybe I should also ask one question which just
Please,
came across
please
my
go ahead.
mind. With regards to the vaccinated travel, is double vaccinated? There is a time frame for that. That what was the last dose which you had taken, or the booster shot is also required as mandatory requirement to get into Thailand.
Well, we have no news on that from Thailand at this point of time. Maybe if you have an update from Vachirachai on this, because I don't think that we have a news at this point of time. But yes, as per Indian standards, we need to have the booster shot after 9 months of the last dose. Like for
Correct.
example, I took the dose on the 3rd of September, and I'm due to take a booster on the 3rd of June. So it's as per the Indian side of it. It's 9 months after the last dose that you have taken. So and it's open for everybody now over the age of 18. So I guess as we take more and more boosters, things might change from the other side as well. But we don't have any news at this point of time from the HQ at least. Right.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's take the next question. Harshada Shetty. On arrival visa document process as well as for on arrival visa is Thai pass. Thai pass is mandatory for all kinds of visas. So this is one of the key aspects. You have to apply Thai pass. It's still in process. Once you get the Thai pass, you can get the visa on arrival, or you can apply for the visa. Uh, Amazing question from Tanuj. Also, free visa on arrival. I don't think that it's going to happen in the near future. We want to push that for sure. I'm sure Kun Vachirachai will agree with me. We want to push the free visa, but at this point of time, listen. I mean, this is a revenue source for the government, and for the last 2 years, it's been dry for everybody. Like you, everybody has been dry on the revenue. So I think it's not going to go immediately, but definitely, this is one of our requests. I'm sure jointly we can say from TAT and TCEP that we want to push that, because we know once that is there, there'll be a lot of traffic. But we also want to be mindful of the flight situation that we have at this point of time. We want to make sure that whatever flight situation that we have, we can fulfill that. And then, of course, Thai Airways, Manish can push more and more flights coming in from different cities that we demand, right?
We are
So,
waiting for that.
next question is from Manoj Kumar Sharma from Big Vacations. I want to do that. Can we operate MICE Group easily in the next coming months in terms of services and visas? Absolutely, Manoj. That's what we have been talking for the last 1 hour. That you can easily and very easily operate MICE groups. Just by following the process on the Thai Pass and get your visa organized in time. Once you do that for your corporate groups, they will have no problem because you heard from the delegates in the first segment who were on the fam trip. They had a brilliant experience. I was there with them, and I can vouch for that. So if I can only tell you one thing, if and only if you guys can just do an update to the corporate. Happy to be on your side. If you want me to be on a phone call, on a webinar with a corporate client, happy to talk about that so that the official information can be relayed. And if you want to do a sales call where we will sell the destination for you, happy to do that as well. Let's go and get it done for you. That's what I would say to make it easy in terms of service, visas, everything. All right, so let's go for the next one. Is okay, this is a good question. Is still SHA plus hotel mandatory for after 1st of May? So do we need to book SHA plus hotel after 1st of May because we don't now have a test and go or a quarantine? So Vachirachai, what did you say on that?
Okay. Okay. Let me try to rewrite on it. Okay. Now it's because you don't require a test and go. Okay. So
Yeah.
test and go, that means you have to apply only for HSA plus. Okay. So what I'm saying now, we are recommending for you to stay at the HHA hotels or even HHA, especially HHA plus. That means those hotels have been passing in terms of safety and health standard, sanitizers.
Hmm.
Plus, that means that staff have been certified that more than 70% of their staff have been vaccinated. So I think now we're looking at from our perspective on safety, for your clients, to ensure on, when you go to Thailand, you select stay at these hotels because it's to ensure and confidence of yourself and your clients. So that would be my answers.
Well, I would certainly add on to what Kung Bachirachai has just mentioned that we definitely should use SHA plus hotels because they are certified, they verified, and of course they can provide more safety and health security for you, all of you guys. Okay, where was I on the questions? I know that we are up on time, but we can take one last question. And then anything that you have, you can always message us, email us. I'll just take one more question, which is about visas. Somebody asked a question for visa. Okay. I would take Manoj's question. Hi, Nitin. TSEP can assist us to get Thai visas in India from one location. That's a great question. I know that makes life very easy, but I think understanding from the perspective of the embassy, Manoj, they have different stations in different parts of the country. And, even when they're MICE group from different locations, they would want to actually distribute it to different locations so that there's no one station having all the workload because they want to also distribute the workload. I agree that there should be the same process, and we would definitely be talking to the Thai embassy on that. And if, for example, there are groups which only traveling from Kolkata, I think then it makes sense to send all the documentation to Kolkata. But if it's really a pan India group, I know it makes it easy for agencies to do that. But again, the documentation has to be collected from different parts of the country, right? So it's easier to actually do a partnership either in a local office or with the partner in that particular city to actually collect all the documentation because there are a lot of visa companies who have offices all across India. So I think it's important to do partnerships and get the work sorted. So that's what I would want to say at this point of time. We have had one location submission in the past, but at this point of time, we want to go with what the embassy has laid down as guidelines, and we want to follow that definitely. So, I mean, I know there are a lot of questions. Unfortunately, we don't have time. We are run out of time. We're already 4 minutes up. Well, I would want to thank everybody, who came on the webinar today. We had a great audience. I think we had over 200 people who actually joined the webinar. and it's great to see so many people coming in for the update. In case you have any question that you want to ask us after this webinar, I'm going to give you my QR code, which is my contact detail, which you can scan and can download my contact details and even send your contact details to me, so that we know that this is where you got the stuff from. You can scan this QR code. Once you do that, you'll be able to download all my contact information, and you can contact me directly on WhatsApp or on my email. So please, if you are able to download this, please give me a thumbs up if you're able to open up this on your mobile phones. And I want to thank Vachirachai for joining us, because he's been very busy. Whenever I call him, he's in a meeting. So you definitely deserve a break, Vachirachai, a holiday in Thailand once again. Thank you so much, Manish, for joining us and giving us an update on the airlines. And I'm sure you will have a lot of requests from to Thai Airways, because I think it's one of the key airlines and the most preferred airlines for Thailand. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. And I want to thank all the audience today who has given 1 hour of their time, and actually came before time. I want to thank the Indian agency and the corporate market to really support us, support Thailand, and of course, we want to support you back in whatever ways possible. So please write into us. You have our contact details. You have our email ID. Please call us. Please SMS us. Please WhatsApp us. I see, Sharik already SMSing me or WhatsApping me. That's great. Thank you so much, guys. Well, again, thank you so much. Kunvachiracha, you want to say the final words of goodbye to you guys?
Okay. So again, thank you very much for having these opportunities to share information with you all. Okay. Thank you, Nitin and Tisep. And again, as you already said, maybe we say very often, but we have to say from our heart that thank you for everyone for the continuous support. To
Absolutely.
Thailand and for us, not just TAT and TTEP. Everyone in Thailand are really looking forward to welcome back our Indian friends to amazing Thailand.
Manish, any parting comments?
Thanks, Nitin and Vachirachai, for this opportunity. Looking forward to having a great year ahead, COVID-free year ahead.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I think we all have learned from COVID so much, and I hope we can put it into practice and make a world a better place. And of course, we as MICE professionals or travel professionals, I think we do a great job to make sure that people have a great time in their life. And this is a more important time where they need a good time. So please ensure that you follow the rules, and of course, give a good service to a customer. If you do that, I think your business is going to blow up again. So all the best to everybody. Thank you so much once again for joining us. We'll see you very soon, and we will obviously, be in contact with you for all the other stuff. Last point: if you have not joined the Thailand MICE Specialist Program, we have hotel product programs where you can do a course in 10 minutes, understand about a hotel, and get a certification, and of course get a preferred deal from the hotel itself within the course. Please join us, thailandmicespecialist.com. You'll be receiving a lot of information on that. Please do that. It is on your benefit. If you have new employees, they will be updated on the hotel. They will be able to sell much better. You will be able to showcase your specialty on the hotel products that are there. There are 13 of them. 5 are live, 8 are coming more, and you can also join the Thailand My Specialist program. Also, you can join the Thailand Specialist program for leisure, which is available. If Kunvachirachai, you can give the website, talk about the website where the specialist program is available. We can always talk about that.
Right. Okay.
Do we have a website right now that you can talk about, where it's
Okay.
available?
Let me try to seek and send it. Just 1 second. Okay.
I'm receiving a lot of messages. Thank you so much, guys, for downloading my contact detail. All right. So I think what we will do is, Kunvachirachai, we will send out an emailer after this one, and I will seek that information from you and send it collectively to the audience who have joined the show today. Thank you so much, guys, once again. I
Right.
look forward to see you in person, and thank you so much, and be safe, and all the best to your business. And we'll be happy to support you in any which ways possible. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.